Emotional intelligence is a skill we all must develop, keep working at, and teach our children. The world is chaotic. There will always be disrupting tendencies both at home and at work. Plans can fail. Plans sometimes don't go the way we want them to. This skill must come in handy every day and always. We go to school to acquire technical skills. We also send our children to acquire same. However, how prepared are our children to live home to faraway countries? Have you thought about that? They will go off to school. They will need to leave here. Same here. Mine have left home. Some have left home. However, I did quite a bit of work to prepare them for what is out there. Did you? This video is about getting them emotionally strong when they have actually left you, but the work starts from home. Please listen because these are the things that our children will face. They will need to juggle so many things over a day, a week, and a whole month. Our children will face provocation by other students, frustration with schoolwork, fights with colleagues, deadlines staring them in the face to meet. They will now have to manage different emotions, and some are not prepared for this at all. Hence, become very scared of adult life. We now hear things like adulthood is a scam. No, it's the real life. We just stepped into the real world. So you hear of things like depression, substance abuse, and a few times suicides. This is simply because they don't know how to lead themselves now that they are on their own, left to take decisions on what to do. Emotional intelligence is known as the sine qua non of leadership. Nothing like it in leading oneself and others. It is much more, it is much more important than the three leadership skills taught in management. Daniel Goleman says it is more important than IQ in leading oneself and others. So, to survive and thrive in all terrains, we must all learn how to leave one emotion and roll it behind to pick up another. And that is what is being referred to as emotional intelligence. How to diffuse disrupting tendencies to focus on what is important in achieving our goals. So, what is the definition of this sine qua non of leadership? Read with me. Emotional intelligence is a capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, and for managing emotions well in ourselves and those of others. Let's personalize this definition so it makes a lot of meaning to us. Emotional intelligence is capacity for recognizing my feelings and those of others, for motivating myself, and for managing emotions well in myself and in my relationships. Take it again one more time. Read it. You can see that it's for you to be able to manage yourself first. If you can manage yourself, you can take yourself through disruptive tendencies. Maintain your steez, as we all say now. And the other person will be able to bring back himself if he's going off the handle. We need to begin to transfer this to our children as we learn it. So when they get out there, those disruptive tendencies can be well managed by them without resorting to drugs or any other thing to keep themselves abreast with what is happening. Read this carefully. Emotional intelligence has 26 competencies. However, I won't bore you with that. You won't remember them if I splash them on the screen. There are just five major hallmarks. A hall that you have to pass through for you to be able to handle yourself well and be said to be emotionally intelligent. And the first one is self awareness. Just be aware of what you're feeling at every particular time. When you can identify what you're feeling, you will be able to manage yourself in every circumstance. For example, you are angry. Be aware that you are angry. And the next thing for you to do is to regulate yourself like a very good iron. Switch it off, bring yourself down. Do different things that they say people should do when they're angry. Find yours. Find the one that works for you and put it up to regulate yourself. Motivate yourself to do that, especially if you're at work. Tell yourself, if I lose this job now, where will I do? What will I do? Where will I go? What will I tell my family members? What will I tell my children? How will I be able to pay their school fees? So, since I still need this job, I must be able to handle myself well in this situation, even though I am very angry. Then empathize with everyone that is there. Because if you go the full hog of your anger, you may pull down the roof and everyone will be open to the elements. The hot sun, the rain, the harsh weather, disrupt the whole place disrupted. And you don't want to do that. So empathize with everyone and flip up the right social skills to use at that particular time. If you practice this as often as you can, you'll find that you'll begin to put your emotions in check. By first of all, I take it again, be aware of what you are feeling at every particular time. Even if it is joy, you don't run off making all the noise because you're excited or happy about something that just happened. No, you regulate yourself. You manage that joy. You manage that happiness. You motivate yourself that, you know what, if I get very excited, everyone here will be distracted. So I motivate myself to stay calm, empathizing with everyone that they are working, empathizing with everyone that they need to be in their own emotional space too. And so you flip up the right social skill by being calm, by sharing it with maybe someone sitting very close to you or standing very close to you because you're excited. So it can go both ways for anger or for happiness. Stephen Covey says in his book, The Eight Habits of Highly Effective People, that man is four-dimensional. Meanwhile, for nearly 4 decades, I read and believed man is three-dimensional. And that's what most people know. Thereby, we are making our children develop these three dimensions, neglecting the major one that will help them succeed in every endeavor by starting early in life to think with what this dimension needs. What does it need? Good relationships. Look at it. The four needs of these dimensions. The body needs survival. The mind needs to learn. The heart needs to love. That's where we build our relationships. And that's where we need to give people understanding. When we get into a hurting relationship, we identify immediately what we are feeling. We regulate ourselves. We motivate ourselves that we need to continue in this relationship, thereby empathizing with the other person. That you know what, I need to love this person. So I'll flip up the right social skill to relate with this person. Deep inside of us is a spiritual part, which also some people don't learn to develop on time. Look at its needs. The spiritual person wants to make impact by contributing and leaving a legacy. But some people don't get to the point where they realize that early. They will have hit 50 or 60 before they say, you know what legacy am I leaving behind? It's time we begin to teach our children to think from the depth of their spiritual man. Thinking from there, they will be able to love another person because they want to make a contribution and they want to leave a lasting legacy in someone's life. Whilst they are developing their mind through studies and growing in physique. Result: collaborative atmosphere in school or at work where there's camaraderie. It doesn't have to be close friendship, just friendly working atmosphere where they look out for each other to succeed on their roles. We train staff of all levels on this powerful skill to manage emotions and even give talks in schools to both students and parents at PTA meetings. Comment below if you need our service. We combine emotional intelligence training with communication to give a robust training to people.